26th of August 2021 was the last time that Aberdeen Football Club competed in Europe. Last night, Leighton Clarkson's free kick and a brace from the returning skipper meant that Aberdeen finished in third place in the Scottish Premiership. Coupled with Hearts only managing a draw at Ibrox, we do finish the best of the rest. What an absolutely astonishing turnaround for Barry Robson's men and the football club as a whole. Hello everybody, how are you doing? A very warm welcome to Ali Beg ABTV this Thursday night. How good does that feel? My God, what a day it's been. Social media has been fantastic. Loved the day. Loved chatting to friends and family about the Dons game last night, how well we played. Just brilliant. And we start tonight's show with a little bit of sort of breaking news. So, in the past 10 minutes or so, the Aberdeen Journals, Evening Express and Press and Journal have tweeted this. Aberdeen close in on deal to bring Leighton Clarkson back from Liverpool next season. Which basically means, and I'll quote them, the headline quote is this: eyeing a permanent deal. So obviously looking to bring him in either permanently or again on loan. He's got 1 year left on his current deal with Liverpool. So that's the big breaking news coming out of the media in Aberdeen tonight. I don't know if you saw his cryptic tweet last night when he said, and I quote, "I'll see you in Europe." That set the tongues wagging. So, honestly, what a coup it would be if we could get him. It would be absolutely phenomenal because his free kick last night was James Maddison-esque. But I have to be honest, and I've had this debate with a couple of people today, I think he's a better player than James Maddison, and I think he's had a bigger impact on the football club than what James Maddison had, with the greatest respect, of course, to James. So tonight's the review show. It's all about you. I've kept the floor open so you can come on and have your say. Tell me, just tell me how your day's been, how excited you are for European football. Let's just sort of reiterate exactly what it means, just so that there's no confusion, because there continues to be confusion. So, if Celtic win the Scottish Cup, we go into what is the playoff, the final playoff spot for the Europa League. If we win those ties, we go through to the Europa League. If we lose, we then automatically drop down into the Conference League group stage, where we're guaranteed European football up until Christmas at least. But if Celtic were to not win the Scottish Cup, then we go into the third qualifying round of the Conference League. So there's a third qualifying round, then a playoff. So basically 4 ties to get through to hopefully get into what would be the Conference League. But let's hope Celtic can do us a massive favour so that we go into the playoff for the Europa League. So that is where we stand. So please, guys, just get in touch. Last night we did the watch-along show. Unbelievably, 1,400 people have watched that show, which has absolutely blown my mind. It's made my day. And I was delighted to have so many of you on last night. And it was just really, really good fun. And because it was received so well, we will definitely do more watch-along shows next season. So thank you so much for tuning in last night and basically watching the show together. It was absolutely superb. So shall we remind ourselves of the starting 11 from last night? And Barry made 3 very important changes. The 3 amigos came back in: Ross McCrory, the skipper, and Duke. And weren't they all absolutely fantastic? And the whole dynamic of the team completely changed because of that. This is what Barry actually had to say after the game. So the team have taken on board what we're trying to do, and we've had success with it. I talk a lot about fighting and running and working hard, but that's what the game is. It never changes. When you bring that, you give yourselves a chance. It's not just about that. There's lots of different elements that go into what we do, but those basics will never change, and the boys bought into that. I thought it was quite a telling quote from his post-match interviews last night. And I really, I absolutely tip my hat to him, because he's been a revelation since he's taken over from Jim Goodwin, and he's just got everybody singing from the same hymn sheet. So last night, obviously, we saw that absolutely horrific tackle by Thierry Small, which is one of the worst tackles I've seen in a long, long time in football. How it wasn't a straight red just absolutely baffles me. So we all feared the worst after seeing the replays, which were absolutely horrific to watch. But Bojan did tweet last night. So if you haven't seen it, it's good news. So basically, he's obviously out. The good news is that the ankle is not broken, but he has potentially got some serious ligament damage, which the football club will now obviously deal with and try and get him fit for the beginning of next season, for when we go into what will hopefully be our European campaign. So thankfully it wasn't as bad as it was first feared. Let me bring you the stats from last night's game as well. So I'll just drag this in for you. And I also, because I've enjoyed social media so much today, I just thought I'd show you this as well. But first of all, let's deal with the stats. So here we are. So 60% of possession to St Mirren's 40%. We had 15 shots in total. They had 6. We had 6 on target. They had 4. 13 fouls committed in the game to their 14. Surprisingly, we only won 2 corners, and they also won 2 corners. So those are the stats. But this is what I really enjoyed today. The social media. I love this picture of Angus MacDonald. Just brilliant. He then went on to tweet, "One for the fans. You've been amazing." Hilbert Ramadani, "Europe, here we come," with a magnificent team photograph inside the dressing room. Matty Pollock, "What a night. What a team. Thanks for all the support at home." Did you see the Duke cam that the football club also tweeted? Just brilliant, with the boys all celebrating behind Duke. So kudos to the social media team at the football club, who have been absolutely brilliant all day. And I saw some magnificent footage of inside the red shed of when Matty Pollock and Ross McCrory, who came out a good few minutes after everybody had left the stadium and all the players had gone back into the dressing room to go and greet the Red Ultras. And I really really hope it's not the last time we see them at Pittodrie. Fingers crossed that, Matty will want to stay after what we've achieved, and we can possibly sway Ross McCrory, if we're led to believe that the club will accept a £2 million bid from Bristol City. So let's wait and see what happens with that. But I really hope it's not the last time we see them at Pittodrie. So shall we just open it to the floor? That's me basically done, all the bits and pieces. I just wanted to get it done, get it out of the way, so that we can just open it to you guys today. Because everybody was absolutely buzzing last night. And no doubt you're all going to be buzzing again today. Okay. Again, great figures on watching tonight. Thank you. So Grey Pilgrim is on. Good evening, everyone. What a great day it's been. Ralph Owen, got to admit, I had a rare spring in my step this morning. SITV Network has said, Ali, if we get an Austrian team in the Europa group stages, will we be having a rave in your office? Mate, you won't be just having a rave in my office. You'll all be invited to come and stay the night. Scottish Susie has wished everyone a good evening. I actually think I skipped into work this morning. I've lost count how many times I've watched the goals and looking forward to having a party at Parkhead. At Laurel 101, still can't quite believe it, if I'm being honest. Believe it. It's there. It happened. Alan Nicholas said, excellent show last night. Ali, looking good for carrying on for next season. Oh, it was such a laugh, honestly. So, at times it was so funny. And what was particularly amusing is that watching here, where I am, geographically, means there's a little bit of a delay in the footage. So there was about a 40-second delay from the people that were watching it at home. So all the comments are coming in, and I can see through the comments that Aberdeen have scored before I'm even watching it on my own Red TV coverage. So, which didn't spoil the fun at all, and took nothing away from the emotion of it. It was so good. It was so good. Al Mitchell has said, "Hello everyone, isn't it a beautiful day?" SITV Network said, "Come on you Reds, buzzing for Europe." Transmission GGB has said, "Yo, all happy Reds." Angela Hamilton, still absolutely buzzing, been blasting country roads all day. Brilliant. Ewan Grant, hi Ewan, evening all, magical scenes after the full time yesterday. I just want to thank Ewan publicly as well, because he, Ewan very kindly this afternoon broke everything down for me in simple terms and what it means to, the permutations for European qualifications and what it could mean if we don't go into the Europa League, and what if we have to go through the qualifying rounds and the playoffs for the Conference League, all that sort of stuff, which was hugely helpful. So Ewan, many thank you, mate. Many thanks. SITV Network, seen we could be getting Clarkson on a permanent deal. Yeah. Transmission GGB, a goal for every two Banshini got. Couldn't have worked out better. Good spot. Ralph has said, superb news if it happens in regards to Leighton Clarkson. Great Pilgrim, great news if Leighton lands permanently. Gordon Keith Ritchie has said, good evening all, great result, and after the start of the year to finish third is tremendous. Come on you Reds. Jim Balfour has said, great fun last night, fab news about Clarkson, makes sense to get him European experience. Kaiser, in capital letters, Barry Robson's Barmy Army Euro Tour 23-24. It's so exciting. Isn't it exciting? Oh, and, because where I live, some of these countries are just a drive away. Not that far from France. Live in Germany. Austria's 2 minutes away. Croatia's just down the road. Pop up to Holland. Oh, better get that passport out with Brexit and all that nonsense. It's so exciting. Al Mitchell has said, fingers crossed, Clarkson would be a fabulous signing. Ralph has said, definitely played a bigger part for the team this season than Maddison did when he was with us. We'll never forget that free kick against them, though. Kaiser said, I would be surprised if we get Clarkson. It would be wonderful if we did. I have to be honest. Now, this cryptic tweet that he put out last night and the little quote that he said, now there is a potential that Liverpool could also end up playing in Europa League as well. So maybe he was speaking about that, but I don't think he was. I really don't think he was, because why would you say it? Players have to be very, very careful these days. And he said it over a platform which goes viral. So that's why I think something is happening. Something is happening, and something could well happen. Steve Anderson. Hi, Steve. How are you? It's a good day to be a dandy. Transmission GGB said, I think Clarkson offers more to a team like Aberdeen than Maddison. I agree. Angela Hamilton has said, would love it if Shinnie came back permanently too. They're working on it. I know they're working on it. Martin Meldrum. Hi, Martin. He's wished everyone a good evening. Great atmosphere last night and can't wait to repeat and be involved in the European nights. For many of you who go to the games on a permanent basis, there's nothing better than a European night at Pittodrie, particularly under the lights. The place just comes alive. I used to live for the European games. I've not been to a European game at Pittodrie for quite a long time now, because obviously I live abroad, and and I miss it. I really, really miss it. But so many of you have commented about the atmosphere at Pittodrie, in the past few weeks. Maybe take away the Hibs game because it was obviously a disappointing performance, but the Rangers game last night, the whole place is bouncing. Everyone's behind the team, bathed in sunshine. It was fantastic. And, the ultras staying that long behind after the game as well. And, when we did the watch-along show last night, it's difficult to get a feel for the emotions when the goals are scored, because obviously I can't bring you any commentary. So when I watched it back today, and I got a real feel for the emotion when the goals went in, and the screams and the yes, and I love it. Erica Mitchell's here. Hi, Erica. Evening, dandies. Fantastic result for the Dons last night. Pittodrie atmosphere was electric. Brilliant stuff from the players. So proud of the lads and Barry Robson. Pete Hentges is here. Evening, everyone. Cracking night last night. Would be a massive statement signing to secure Clarkson permanently, but I'll settle for another season with the young magician. Ralph said it was our strongest team, defo, last night. Yeah, at the moment, you can't argue that is our strongest team. Next season, if we lose Ross, Nicky Devlin will come in and go probably straight into that position. And if Matty sadly leaves us and goes back to his parent club, then obviously we'll be looking for a centre-back. If we can get Graham signed up, and a lot of talk about Duke and these type of guys, clubs coming in for them. At the moment, I just can't see it. I can see clubs making bids for them, but I just can't see them leaving. I really can't. So yeah, it's just the future's really, really bright at the moment. It really is, and again, we talk about the turnaround in fortune since what happened at the beginning of the year. It's just mind-blowing. An absolute kudos to everybody at the football club who's, doubled and tripled their efforts to get us over the line. The players, the same players that played for the team under Jim, and how Barry's changed it completely. Graham Shinnie in his post-match interview last night talking, little thing, Barry likes to use the word transition and all that sort of stuff, and just how the players have all bought into how he wants the game to be played and how he wants Aberdeen to play the game, and how he keeps reiterating how big the football club is and how proud you should be to play for the club and what it means to the city and the people and the Shire. And they're all buying into it, and it gives me goosebumps. Transmission GGB said, I hope as much of that team can stick together as there's a great team vibe from the first 11 players on the bench, from the first 11 players to those on the bench. You just have to look at the celebrations in the dressing room last night to see the camaraderie. Scottish Susie has said, looking forward to watching the watch-along shows you did last night. Think I'll be doing that after this. Thank you, Susie. I really hope you enjoy it. Lee Doubles is back. Hi, Lee. You okay? I'm so happy. We were fantastic last night. Each player played their part, but special mention for Shinnie. He was exceptional. The passion and love he has for our club was obvious. He was just magnificent during the full-time celebrations. Kaiser said, we should get the red shed safe standing so we can get it completely full. I agree. There's obviously a lot of talk about the issues with the concrete. From what I understand, the concrete and the foundations and all that are just not strong enough, which means obviously having to sort of, I'm not a builder, but re-concrete that area, if that's the right terminology. So, yeah, let's see. Grey Pilgrim has said, hope Bojan heals up quickly and fully. I'm sure he will. It's going to sound ridiculous, but I really hope you understand where I'm coming from. To get that type of injury, I'm not glad he got the injury, but it's good to get it now than earlier in the season. You understand where I'm coming from? So that he's now got a good couple of months to do all the rehab, get it all fixed, get it sorted, and hopefully get him back up to full fitness for the beginning of the European campaign. But again, as things stand, the Scottish Premiership season kicks off on the 5th and the 6th of August, the new campaign, the 2023-24. So, the games in Europe will actually come after that. So we would have probably played, from what I can see, one round of fixtures before we would actually go into the European games. So aye, good couple of months. Okay. Erica Mitchell has said the lap of honour was something else. I've not seen an atmosphere like that in 10 years, and I've been going to every single Dons game. I feel so proud of the lads right now. Well done. Transmission GGB said, manager of the season, and I don't care who won what. What Robson has done is amazing. Completely agree. Kaiser said, I could see where I was sitting down at the corner flag. It was a straight red. How the boy needed VAR, I do not know. I know. Transmission GGB says, I don't understand how these refs see things in today's game. Yeah, neither do I. Angela Hamilton has said, Twitter was amazing last night. You know, I'm not a big fan of Twitter, I've got to be honest. I think there's too many numpties on there. But I have to say, last night, I did really enjoy it. And that, for me, last night is what social media should all be about. Everybody just having a great time and celebrating. John Gray said, truly hope we can sign Shinnie on a permanent deal. He is a leader and sets the standard. Actually, somebody tweeted today, forgive me, I can't think who it was, but it caught my attention that, do you remember when in the first half, Johnny Hayes got the ball smack right in the face and it put him down on the deck, and it was just before we scored our first goal. And it was noticed that Graham checked on him at least 3 times before we scored our first goal. And he also motioned to the bench to keep an eye on him. That's a leader. That is a leader. Kaiser said, Angus MacDonald's been a tremendous signing. Yeah, Kaiser, absolutely spot on. Scottish Susie said, don't you just love the way Barry does his interviews? He never takes the praise. Always says it's the fans, players, backroom staff, a manager that gets every interview spot on. Susie, it's a great point, and I couldn't agree with you more. He's actually a breath of fresh air because he just doesn't use the old football cliches or dodges questions. Bill W. was it... Oh, sorry. I beg your pardon, Bill. Wasn't the Red Ultras, mate. It was Ultras Aberdeen. I stand corrected, Bill. I'm terribly sorry. Laurel 101. Marley Watkins was really good last night. Best I've seen him play for a long time. I've got to admit, I thought he did well last night. And I actually thought he put in a shift against Hearts as well. Ralph has said, seeing those pictures last night, it's beyond me why any of those players would want to walk away from the club considering the potential European campaign. It's a great point. Kaiser said, he agrees about Marley Watkins. He's a good lad to have in the squad. Lee Double said, real spring in my step today. To think where we were 3 months ago and to finish third, it's simply wow. What a turnaround. Massive thanks to Barry Robson and his team. Well done, the Dons. Gray Pilgrim has said, even with the game won, Big Kelly and the defence were still chasing the clean sheet. Excellent stuff. You know, he made a massive save again from Curtis Main when we were 3-0 up. That's 6 clean sheets that he's had now in a row at Pittodrie in the league. Just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Kaiser said, after January, I thought we were more likely to be a Dundee United. Would never have thought we'd have comfortably finished third. I don't think many of us would have predicted that, Kaiser, I have to be honest. Lorraine Baxter's here. Hi, Lorraine. I hope you're well. What a great atmosphere last night. Buzzing. Paul C. Ricky's here. Hangover today, but well worth it. Kaiser has gone on to say, although we're guaranteed Euro Conference League, we have a good chance of getting Europa League, hopefully. Yeah. Look, it just depends who we get, you know, in that, you know, if Celtic win the Scottish Cup and we go into the final playoff game, it just depends, you know. SITV Network says, I think we have to get the wallet out for Pollock as well. Yeah, I agree with you with that one. Kaiser said, I'd take Madison back as well. Andrew McLeod has said, not sure if I've missed this, but have you heard from Ewan Cameron? How amazing would it be if Hearts finished 5th? So, to be fair to Ewan, so sent him a bit of a cheeky message last night. He took it with good grace. And then he tweeted. Now, I don't know if you saw the tweet, but go and have a look. Because he surprised me. It's not very often that Ewan... How can I put this? It's humble, if that's the right terminology. But he congratulated Aberdeen, and he said how much he's enjoyed the banter with the Aberdeen fans over the past few months. And I thought, you know what? Kudos to you. But I'm still going to give it to him big time on Saturday, let me tell you. SITV Network has said, also time to get rid of Goodwin's Deadwood that's been sitting on the bench, and Stewart as well. I think that's going to happen. There's going to be movement. 100% there will be. Al Mitchell has said, I would think Duke and Majowski would want to stay here for European football, and they look like they love it. I agree, Al. Kaiser said, getting Shinnie signed up for next season is paramount. 100%, mate. Marty Meldrum has said, the scenes from the dressing room last night was magical as well and can only bode well for the togetherness going forward. Kaiser said, it would be funny if Hearts finished 5th after that hullabaloo about them this season. John McDermott has said, Roos has already said he's staying after last night. I don't see him wanting to move to the Championship. I agree. Gordon Keith Ritchie, in mid-February, we were nearer the bottom than the top. What a turnaround. Come on, you Reds. Suze has said, brilliant last night, fantastic atmosphere, just like the old days. John Ironside here. Hi, John. Could last night have been more perfect? Probably not, mate. Probably not. Angela Hamilton has said, unless, John, Shinnie got a hat-trick and got the match ball. Angela Hamilton said, when I was in a hospital last week, the 2 male nurses told me how much they loved our manager and they would happily let us win this weekend. I guess they're Celtic fans. Suze, it's great we don't need to watch the highlights from behind a cushion just now. I know, right? Bryn B, just found your YouTube channel. Love it so far. Excited for next season. Missed our European trips. Well, thank you for coming on and delighted that you're here. And you're absolutely more than welcome. So guys, look, we've done nearly half an hour already. I'm going to call it a night. So just to let you know that unfortunately, there'll be no preview or review show for the Celtic game because taking the family away for an extended long weekend, the kids are off for a couple of days next week. So we've decided to take a wee break. And because, I mean this respectfully, but the game is, it's doesn't really mean anything now. It's just an end of season game. But when I get back, look out for a show next week because I am looking to sort of do a special next week to sort of maybe look back on the season or even just to look back on the games since Barry Robson took charge. So look, there will be a show next week. There just won't be a preview or a review show for the Celtic game specifically. Angela Hamilton has said, yeah, they are, and I rolled up wearing my Aberdeen top. Excellent. Love it. So next week, we've got a Begs Banter interview with a 1990 Scottish Cup penalty hero, Graham Watson. So I'm catching up with him. I'll try and get that out next week as well. So look out for the 2 shows next week on my socials. And we won't stop throughout the season, throughout the close season. I'm planning lots of Beg Banters. And we'll be sort of doing magazine shows and, we'll react to any sort of breaking news, all that sort of stuff. And we're also looking to rebrand the channel for the start of the new season as well. Lots of new elements, artwork, titles, all that sort of stuff. So really looking to sort of make it aesthetically more pleasing to the eye. And another thing I wanted to mention was if you have any ideas that you would like to share with me for what you would like to see on the channel, then please just get in touch. I'm open to anything and everything. If it enhances the watch and it enhances the channel, then I'm absolutely open to the ideas. So, as much as I sit here and do it all, it's, as far as I'm concerned, we're a family of Aberdeen fans here. And if I can get your input, I'd be absolutely delighted to take it. So if you've got any ideas for the channel, particularly going into the new season, then just let me know, because we continue to grow. We're getting ever closer now to 2,700 subscribers, and then we'll kick on. And the membership scheme, is building now as well, which is just phenomenal. And, a handful of people joined the membership last night, which again, is just absolutely superb. So, okay, so just to quickly finish off, Grey Pilgrim, the sheep are on fire. Gordon Keith Ritchie, we have taken our team into Europe. Oh, yes, we have. Here's an idea from Paul C. Riki. Ditch the mute button. Oh dear. Brilliant. Right, guys, that's it. We're all done. Have a fantastic evening. Have a brilliant weekend, and I'll see you one day next week, all right? Take good care of yourselves. Stand free. All the very best. We're going into Europe.